Next, we will have a panel discussion hosted by our CMO, Thomas Hasselman, on location services for smarter offices. Handing over to you, Thomas.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, thanks. Welcome back from the break. I hope you had a good one. Now we're going to shift gear a bit and talk about smart offices and how location is becoming a clear enabler for enabling use cases and needs in the offices of the future and of today. We've all seen the trend from moving towards an activity-based workplace, which has set some requirements on the offices, where to find your colleagues and the seats, driving the need for digitalizing your environment. We have clearly also seen the impact that COVID has had on the office spaces, introducing use cases like social distancing, contact tracing, anything to ensure the well-being of the employees when at the office. And that, of course, has triggered a work model for remote working, and that then means how do we enable the collaboration with colleagues that are not in the same physical space that you are, and so on. So there's plenty of use cases that are looking for tools, technologies to really ensure the customer experience while working in a smart office. I'm not the expert here. I'm still Thomas Hasselman, the CMO of Quuppa that you've been hearing throughout the day. My role is to facilitate a panel discussion now with the following gentlemen. So I will let Tibor, Tommy, and Mikael introduce themselves. So over to you, Tommy.
Hello, my name is Tomi Teikko, and I'm a father of Empathic Building Solution and part of the Haltian organization, bringing the IoT and positioning and these kind of technology things into the built environment, so to say. You can call it smart buildings. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Tommy. Good to have you. Tibor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tibor Nitre. I'm part of real estate developer, full-scale real estate developer HB Revis, and its technology part, which is called Symbiosis. Our job is to connect people with the physical space, utilizing technology.
Excellent. Good to have you with us, Tibor, as well. And then we have Mikael. Over to you.
Hello, guys. Mikael Brimbergs, facility manager at Telia Company in Sweden. So I'm in charge of our headquarters in Stockholm, and yeah, I'm trying to make our workplace a bit more digitalized, so to speak. And right now we're working on setting up the empathic building for 3 offices in Sweden. So that's why I'm here.
Exciting times, Mikael, definitely. Yeah, it's great to have you on board to hear the voice of the customer, really, that is and will be using the empathic building solution. Good. We have a quote here to start setting the scene, a quote from Gartner from 2020, where we're talking about really the importance of the integrated workplace management systems. And the importance there that the buyers that are looking for is really around the intuitiveness and the ease of use of those systems. And I'm sure this is something you can all relate to and sign up to. So why are we looking for data-driven buildings and people-centric offices in the first place? So Tommy, what really got you to give birth to the empathic building?
Actually, that seed came already like more than 10 years ago, almost like 20 years ago. I have a long history of creating applications, so I'm a nerdy guy and being developer myself. Not really good one, but doing applications for different industries. And I was working in an HR consulting company in Finland which was giving these kind of HR services. I was an IT guy there, of course, but somehow these kind of HR topics, they stuck to my head, that how we can have more better work environments and workplaces. And then 5 years ago, I was part of Tieto Every Corporation, and we started our own company headquarters project, and we were changing the way of the company was working. You know, from these kind of dedicated desks, own rooms, to full in activity-based type of working. And I was participating those workshops 5 years ago, and I was listening people fears about if I don't have my own desk, how can I find my colleagues? You know, how can I even can survive in my like a daily life, and all these kind of fears that what do I do with my papers and so on, and listening those fears, that then it came empathic building minimum viable product was born. You know, I decided to create a digital workplace solution which will support modern ways of working.
Good. Thank you. Thanks, Tommy. Yeah,
especially like activity-based type of working, where you select your place based on your activities, and that was the beginning. So not fully from the scratch. So I had some kind of sneaky background to be in an HR consulting company that make me interested about human relationships and people interactions and leadership.
great. Yeah, and that's something I believe, that anything that comes to smart offices, they should be people-centric approach here. And Tibor, how do you look at why did you launch the Symbiosis offering to serve this market?
Yeah, sure. I can relate to what Tommy said, of course. My background is a bit similar. I was in a product management role within real estate consultancy group, and we started looking and started digitizing the real estate portfolios. We started looking at all sorts of data, starting with energy. Then started looking at occupancy, utilization, but what I was missing really was the personal, was the people-centric element, because based on the data, decisions like real estate portfolio optimization could be made, for example. Well, so let's decide which type of operations do we position in which building? Is it close to the city center, or is it a bit far? But what I was missing was the people element, people segment as well. That's why in HP Release was why it was a match for this vision, because this real estate developer really puts people in the center of each development. We try to build communities instead of just providing a space. And what we were lacking was the technology element, because through data and through usage, you can understand, and through user stories, why are people coming to the office? What are the services that they need to get throughout the day? And now more than ever, why they need to come back? And we believe it's built around the social interaction, be it either digital, be it physical, or nowadays hybrid. So that's why the technology platform was more than necessary to understand the usage, to understand the needs of the people, and through data optimize their experience. That's why Symbiosis was started within HP Release.
I remember actually I was visiting your office in Bratislava 3 years ago, and I was like, oh my God, like a building owner who actually cares about the end user experience. It amazes me, yeah, because in the real estate business, you are still, you know, hunting the energy saving part.
Yeah,
So,
I have to
Yeah,
jump in here, I feel.
Go on, Mikael.
Yeah, no, but it makes me happy to hear this, because this is also something that, you know, that I feel strongly about. That for me as a facility manager or working in corporate real estate, it's easy to start looking at these, you know, square meters per employee, and, you know, cutting costs based on yeah, of course, energy efficiency and such. But to me, the way I see it is that I'm firstly and foremost about the employees, and my whole role is about supporting the employee and their experience in their workday. So I think that, you know, having these smart solutions is firstly to provide the employees with support and functionality in their workday. And when we have them to get those kind of options and do that, we will get all of this data for free, sort of, which we can look and utilize, how we can utilize the building better and look at the occupancy and those kinds of things. So yeah, I definitely like that approach.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you. So it's interesting what we heard here now, and I'm now relating it to another finding from a recent Gartner survey, where they're saying that this year and through 2022, there are still requirements around social distancing, and that then drives the demand for location applications. And also they're finding from this year's studies that location applications such as utilization and occupancy and wayfinding are very useful for the indoor space, for offices and indoor environments in general. It kind of relates to what we were talking about, but you guys brought up much more strongly the experience in the office. Let's go to that one now. Let's talk about the use cases where location really enables the things that will drive the usage of smart offices. So, Mikael, really, why did you go for, in your case, the empathic building offering for your office? You talked already about the people centricity there. Any other requirements that really made you decide for it?
Yeah, of course. And I think that's what I love about the empathic building, that it suits or caters to many of the sort of problems that we have run into in the past. One of them is what sort of started it was the meeting booking service, or the assistant for that, because like managing the office that I'm in charge of, we have 47,000 square meters and close to 300 rooms. They are hard to manage and it's hard for the employees to find the right room, you know, the right size, the right equipment. So that is sort of where it took off. But also speaking to my colleagues about, you know, what they are lacking and missing in their day-to-day work is a lot about, you know, finding each other. Since it's such a big office and we are completely activity based, the function of colleague finding was really something that appealed to me. And what was sort of, I mean, there's nothing good about the pandemic, I think, but it has been an enabler for a lot of these discussions and functions, because now we also see that we can use these solutions to see where, if there are maybe too many people located in the same area, that we have crowds or such, that it helps the user to see that, okay, maybe I should stay away from, you know, this corner of the office right now, but there seems to be a lot of people there right now. That we didn't, yeah, we could look at it before from like, if you want to have a calm space maybe and not go there, but now the whole safety issue comes into this as well. So yeah, those are some of the top reasons that we are looking at empathic building, at least.
Excellent. Yeah. And Tommy, so what are the top 3 use cases that really drives the empathic building adoption worldwide?
Funny to say, I never thought that I will say this, but location and service tickets, you know, that you can report that there is something wrong, and using a location information, it's like a must-have. And it's funny to say, really, that that's one of the most liked feature when we are asking our end users what is the top 3 of your favorite functionalities and use cases that you are using the digital workplace tool or smart office or however you want to call it. Always top 3 is a reporting possibility to report problems, including the location. That's amazing. It still amazes me because I thought it's like how I select the workplace, or like always to find your colleague is top 3. Yes, that's really important, and no matter that there is really good experiences of with our end customers that they consider this kind of, you know, I think even in Telia you did test this in your office, the mobile phone based positioning, and it doesn't deliver. There is a technical problems, there is a end user trust problems, there is a battery consumption problems, there is just the problems. And with our experience, you know, reliable positioning unfortunately cannot happen with the mobile phone today. So something to consider, but long answer, basically positioning should be in all use cases, and that brings the well, you cannot say you have a smart building if you don't have a real-time position. End of discussion. You can dream smart building, but if you don't have a real-time accurate positioning, it's not. And it goes everything: security, safety, even maintenance, you know, employee experience, end user experience. It's all over. Positioning is all over, and the most needed data source with all the occupancy sensors and indoor air quality sensors.
Cool. Yeah, great insights, Tommy. Thanks. And Tibor, yeah, does this resonate with you and your cases and experiences, or are other ones that drives really the adoption of the Symbiosis offering?
Yes, absolutely. First and foremost, it's a great onboarding feature. So the personalized position, finding people, finding points of interest. It provides ease of mind for the people, either even if they are onboarding to the new office or they are newcomers to the company, and the company is on a larger scale, like one of our customers in 7 floors. It's a huge office. Finding stuff is difficult, can be troublesome. So either those dynamically moving or those fixed, providing an interface for this. That's a great feature, and yeah, we have similar experience. A help desk, including location, having to spend less time reporting what is wrong, and where did it happen is still very likable feature. I also thought that it would be like possibility to interact, possibility to understand with how many people I meet, or the location-based services. Yeah, it's the simple things all the time, or maintenance based on the people count. That's having stuff on demand based on number of people, based on the usage, basically. That's really demanding. But what I would like to point out is that our customers maybe opted in for the experience in the first place before the pandemics, but during and after, those that adopted personalized real-time position, let's put it this way, they had easier life during the pandemics because of the contact tracing use cases, adopting social distancing. So use cases that we never thought of, that we would have to implement. But with the technology that may seem to be for some as an overkill in the beginning, that they really are ready during the transition, and they are ready to onboard and adapt to new ways of working, to hybrid office, to reduce the capacities, workplaces being designed more towards activity-based, more towards collaboration. They have data, they understand the usage, and they can adapt more quickly, and they will be ready for the use cases that we never thought of, like social distance and contact tracing.
Yeah, now I remember, Tibor, you had one of your colleagues was diagnosed with COVID, and the way you used then the location information with the people that could have been exposed to it. It was amazing to see that. I mean, it wasn't only about the ones that got exposed, but it was more important to see that the ones that weren't exposed, so you could really narrow down the team, the people that needed to get tested. So it was not a nice concrete example of how location was there enabling combating the pandemic, but it showed the power of it.
Yes, and that particular case, well, the colleague is fine, so so we can we can use this example. Actually, we managed this way. We managed to have the office open throughout the pandemics. Not, of course, not the full capacity, of course not, but for some of the critical infrastructure of the company, that they with a peace of mind they could come to the office. Because we tweaked the use case, we anonymized the data in a normal processing, but for this particular case, for people that opted in, we were able to contact trace if there was someone ill. We actually got around 20 cases throughout the pandemics. We had our office capacity is around 400 people. On average, there was 35 to 50 in the office. Throughout the pandemics, we had this part of the pandemics, we had like 28 cases, and we were able to really narrow down only those that was endangered, and others could come safely back to their families without knowing knowing that they are safe. Basically, that they had no interaction with a sick colleague, for example.
Yeah. Good. So, Mikael, then have you seen the okay, you're still in the ramp up phase of the empathic building, but the decision to go for it. So, what were the willingness to opt in for personalized location and the related services to it? So, can you elaborate a bit around that, because that could be a showstopper?
Yeah, exactly, and of course it scares me a bit, and I know that, you know, that this is one of the biggest topics of discussion that has been when we have been talking about this, and I've been in this sort of risk analysis together with our what do we call them, health and safety officers, I believe, around this, and there is always this you know, people are scared of Big Brother being monitorized all the time and those kinds of things. Well, which I understand. I mean, I used to be a bit like that also, but then, you know, if you start to think about it in a wider perspective, like if you have a smartphone today, Apple, Google, Facebook, whatever, those guys know where you are, what you had for breakfast, what your dog's name is. I mean, this is the new reality for us now. So, you know, visualizing where you are in the office, that shouldn't be a thing, I believe. And like Tommy was explaining before, we have sort of tried this before with our mobile phones with another solution, which didn't really work out. But I think, first of all, we weren't mature enough for it, and the technology wasn't good enough for it. And now looking at it from the perspective of that, it's not me that has come up with this idea to have this. It's based on the user feedback that I get, that, you know, we want it to be easier to make service requests. We want to find our colleagues and that kind of things. So I'm hoping that this will enable our staff to see this as a solution and support and help in their workday, and not that they're being monitored by their managers or something like that, because that is not the scope. That is not what we are after. It's all about the employee experience.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, let's then talk a bit about what are we actually expecting to get out of these solutions, and so really what are the KPIs, or are there any ROIs that the management insists on to be demonstrated before selecting the solution or for using the solution? So Tommy, I'm sure you've faced the questions in the cases you've been engaged in. So what are we looking for?
Yeah, with every prospect, yes, especially when the CFO people are in the meeting room or in the virtual room discussing about what is my payback for this. Some companies doesn't want to invest for employee experience. They are fine to provide some kind of physical space or after the pandemics they can even shut down the offices. You are perfectly okay from home. So companies who are investing to the safety and employee experience and wants to provide good and attract talent and be really the future employer, that's a no-brainer. Because as an example, empathic building with Quuppa positioning, we can solve 25 small problems during the day, which makes your life much more easier. Not huge amount of easier in that sense that we cannot say that you don't get cancer but or COVID, but we can say that you don't need to spend time if let's say if you are 5 minutes late from the meeting and that other people decided to take another room because of bad air quality or whatever reason, there was a problem with connectivity, you don't need to call, you don't need to hassle, you just see, aha, okay, they did change the room, you sneak in, it's efficient, and meeting is not disturbed by that. And that was only one example, and you can have 25 of those during the day. And I think now companies who are thinking about and a little bit afraid of this kind of, oh, do I need to do this investment to create this digital workplace and experience? And if you don't believe that bringing a happy people and bringing the effectiveness to the daily life of people when they decide to come to the office, then maybe this is not for your tool. Because you need to have some trust, because there is no short time payback for saving 20 minutes of employees' work time without that you don't need to search things. It's not visible in anyone's Excel in day one, unfortunately, because that would be, of course, easy way to say. But after 10 years, this company will be the winner, because the employees they are more committed, they are more happy, they deliver more, they can even do better profit when they are motivated. So in a longer period of time, it will pay back 1,000 times.
True.
And I just add on there,
I
think you're completely right, Tommy, and that's the way I see it. Like, firstly, it can seem sort of strange that one of the requests that I have, or my expectations with having empathic building, is that the amount of service tickets that we get is going to go up. But that is something that I want. Yeah, they will, and that is what I want, because I know that from a historical perspective, we have been having issues with not having these faults reported, because people think it's too big of a hassle. They don't want to go into our service portal and fill out this form with 10 fields. They don't want to send an email or call the service desk, because it takes too much time for them. So I'm hoping that this will increase the amount of, so it will look bad on paper that, oh, you have so many faults, but it just brings them to light so we can fix them. that's basically it.
Yeah, and that, yeah, with our experience of implementing 50 almost now 60 installations in 20 countries, that it always happens.
Yeah.
There is more service tickets, but that's the one way of giving better end user experience also, because things get fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, first it takes time. I fully agree, but then the balance comes. You know, there is no more accidents happening. Toilets doesn't go broken more often when, of course, when there is more end users using the office, of course, then that's a more probable, but yeah, but really good point, and that's a clear outcome.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Tibor, your experience from what is expected as sort of a concrete benefits from using the smart offices.
Yes, I would agree, but from the position of real estate development company, let's say, I think that our life got much harder than before pandemics. It was all around providing superb space, of course, for those educated companies, and the experience. Right now, we are competing about those employees, right? Because now what we learned something, and companies learned something during the pandemics. Companies learned that people can do work on the home office, and they can do great job in the home office. There was a learning curve that some tech companies said that, okay, our employees can work from home forever, right? They never have to come back to office. After some time, even CEO of Netflix started to say, okay, the collaboration is starting to suffer. The physical interaction, the social interaction that is lacking when working from home, we still don't have the right tools for the digital interaction. Even now, as we are speaking, I'm trying to look at you guys, but what I'm really looking at, I'm fiddling between the camera and the screen, because I want to look at you, but I want to look at the camera as well. So our eye contact never meets. So we didn't have a conversation. Actually, so we still don't have the right tools. And what we are competing with is the flexibility that people have in the home office. Why should they come back to office? Why they need to come back? Why they want to give up the flexibility that they have at home and still can perform the work? What we think in Symbiosis and in HB Revis is that the collaboration, that the social interaction, people don't have to come back that often into the office, but when they come, they would want a superb experience when collaborating with their colleagues. That's what we think. So providing offices for this collaboration and saving their time, providing flexibility, providing services, all of this remains. But when they come, we need to deliver. So they want to come again. So they feel the impact of, if I stayed at home, my collaboration was okay-ish. I could perform my work, but when I need to create value, when I need to collaborate, I rather come to the office because it's safe and the experience is great. And then all of the maintenance, all of this, it's still valid, and the personalized position still adds value there because you have the accuracy, you have the granularity. But we think that this is the new role of the office, and the experience plays a crucial role in this.
Yeah, good observations, Tibor. Yeah, I mean, what we discussed before we started the panel is that at least Tommy and Mikael, they're sitting in their kids' rooms to get either the privacy, because there's some other conference calls going on in the neighboring room, or then it was the room that I mean, you have to clean it up a bit so that you can have the video camera on. So yes, the experience in the office is hopefully can sort of beat the ambiance that they are sitting in today. So good ones. Hey, let's talk a bit about challenges. So technical, cultural. What are the main challenges in rolling out and adopting a smart office solution that's location aware? So Tommy, do you want to start and talk a bit about that?
Yeah, the challenge is to make which we already discussed, like this. What's the value of having this positioning, and like I already said, that it's if you even dream about digital workplace experience or smart building, real-time positioning is must-have thing. It's not nice-have thing. It's like a must. And of course the COVID has bring lots of tools to validate that. Like before, there was no such must, like has someone, if you are in desk sharing, has someone been using this desk since it was cleaned? It's like a must-have information for the end user, like a safety perspective, which was more or less nice to know information before, but now it's must-have. So those kind of tools, of course, needed for tackle these kind of challenges, which are all related to the work culture, all of them. So nothing else is challenging than the existing work culture, and we need to remember that our end customers, which are quite often large corporations, there is no one work culture. There is a different culture in different business units. There is a different work culture in even inside of different teams, inside of different business units, and you need to tackle all those type of obstacles. And one funny I don't know if I need to share this, but I will anyway. Should I share it? But I'm playing this kind of toilet ping when I meet new customer prospects. I have a meeting, people from facility, IT, HR function, and I'm making a guess beforehand who will ask the toilet question. Toilet question is the legendary question that when you implement this positioning, are you followed to the toilet? And someone will always ask that. Another question, of course, is related to GDPR and privacy, but the toilet question comes. So I call it toilet bingo, and I'm quite good with it already. So meeting 500 companies related to the positioning and digital workplace things. So they will always pop up. So, but they are all related to the working culture.
And you told me you always answer, yes, we follow you into the bathroom, and when you get there, we start the camera so we can watch you in there also, right?
Yes, exactly. That's my default answer. Yeah. Quuppa's official answer is that those areas are called black zones, and the positioning doesn't follow you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Good. Mikael, what I think we talked a lot about your sort of a experience while sort of ending up in going for a smart office solution. But anything to add here still on the challenges side?
No, yeah, like you said, I think I covered those things with the being monitored kind of thing. What I'm struggling a bit with right now, it's not a huge challenge, but it's always like in a big company that I am working with, there are so many stakeholders involved in everything, and having this kind of system being installed, it affects sort of everyone. It's from the network guys in the IT department needs to be involved. We need to have close discussions with HR and the unions, and also the general sort of stakeholder management and this communication with the employees in the business. So it's not an easy task, but I feel like working in this kind of company, and we usually have these kinds of whether it's a facility project or some kind of change going on. So we're quite used to it. But yeah, you just think about, there are a lot of people that needs to be informed and be in line sort of with what is going on and what is being planned, of course. So don't forget that to plan for time and a lot of discussions, especially around the toilets.
True. So Tibor, how are you solving the toilet challenge?
Yeah,
Or any other challenges that are even bigger than that one?
Tommy is absolutely right. It always comes up, this question. But yeah, how we are solving it, and most of the challenges that are connected with the working environment or working culture. Usually, adopting real-time position is connected with the remodeling of the office, right? So it's either renovation. So there is ongoing change management, and there is ongoing onboarding part. So we inform a lot. We have videos ready. We came up with how we process the data, what is happening with the personalized position, how we anonymize it, why you don't see it in all the outputs, why you only see it on the digital twin. When we need the personalized position, how we anonymize on the department level. So we educate a lot. That certainly helps. What we are competing with, and what are our challenges, is maybe even before the relocation, before the onboarding process, and is right now what we feel is companies are willing to invest into digitization, into future-proofing their office. There's a lot of change going on. They're rethinking their real estate footprint. What will be the purpose of the office? But still, when it comes to cost of this solution, sometimes because we provide a full range of services, sometimes they want to opt in for the lighter solution, like it will be fine for us if we understand the people count in the office. We don't need a utilization on each and every single zone. We don't need the physical interaction, how departments interact. It's fine. Okay, we just need to understand the number of people in the office, what zones are utilized and what are not. So this is the challenge that we face, and the onboarding part of it. If we don't have the density of the locators right when the office is being renovated, it's not that easy to fit out. So this is the argument that we have, these are the discussions. What we use as an argument is the future proofing, so that you will be ready for the change. We had no idea that we will need the use cases such as social distance and contact tracing, and that after 6 months after you moved into your new office, you will be repurposing it again after 1 year, right? So no one could see this coming. So yeah, I'd say that this would be the biggest challenges.
Yeah,
Maybe
I guess.
if you had anything to help how you face this challenge.
Sorry, did you ask me, Tibor?
Yes, either you or Tommy.
Yeah. No, but I can just add on. I liked what you were saying there about, sort of selling this, and when you talk to stakeholders, it's often like, okay, well, I see what you are pitching here, but can we go for like the light version or whatever? Because I mean, it's a lot of times it comes down to money, of course, and it's I think the challenge is to sort of make them understand that making this investment now will give us, valuable data and insights for, years to come, basically. And like when you said from before we had empathic building, I had the passage statistics to help me with finding out how many people were in the office, which was good. I mean, it was good for me to know that, there were 2,500 people in the office yesterday, but that's basically all that I can do with that data. I need more detailed information regarding where are they in the building, what kind of seats are they utilizing, and that's offers me value that I can do something with, basically.
Yeah, and from the end user perspective, you never thought about how much actually positioning and sharing your location to your colleagues actually means how you are going to interact and collaborate. For example, if you see me in the office in a focus area, okay, now Tommy is doing focus work, so it's fine that if I send a chat message and try to collaborate, that he's not brutal because he doesn't answer, he's just doing focus work. So position is a vital part of information in many perspectives, not only the efficiency and validating your interior design, which is of course important part, but from the end user perspective, it gives you a trust and what is the better way to say to your colleagues when you are openly sharing your thinking and your location? It actually drives the work culture into the more digital and more open way. It's much more easier to introduce feedback as a work culture and other future things and actually lead the work culture when you have a valid data for your decision making, not guessing but valid data. And of course, like said several times, we anonymize them and it's always secure, and we obey all the rules and regulations by default, of course. The whole like empathic building design is based on trust, and but being transparent enough to make a valid data for your decision making.
Good points. Now we talked about serious stuff, privacy, and we have a few more minutes to go. So let's shift the mode a bit and talk about the fun part of it. So what can you do, or what are you doing with your offering to really gamify the experience sometimes? Things that really will want every employee to get back to work, get back to the office, because fun things are happening there. So who wants to start?
I have raised this bar. I think it was actually one of Quuppa events, virtual events, where I actually innovated this, which is still valid. When HR and facility and IT and all the management of our companies and prospects, when they think how we can attract people back to the office, it doesn't happen with your electric table or automatic cafe. No, that's not the reason to come back. Of course, post pandemic time, seeing other people is a quite valid reason, yes, but it doesn't last forever. So you need to have some kind of attraction level, and I'm always setting the bar in a high level that when you start thinking how to attract people back to the office, you should consider to have Christmas party or after work every day. So that's an ambition level you need to go. You need to have a community where you want to go.
I can jump in there. We have been, of course, having these discussions right now, like what will make the employees want to come back to the office, for their own sake and not because they have to or something like that. And something that was pitched to us was having these sort of theme days. I mean, every day in the office. Whereas one of them was, I don't remember what they called it now, but it's basically like about games. So we're thinking about setting up an area where you can have like all of these like board games, and you can play like pool and those kinds of stuff. And what better way to promote that than using, like, say, the feedback function or the status in empathic building, and say that, okay, this afternoon we're setting up, like, let's say a tournament, a chess tournament, for instance, and it's free to show up, for everyone, and you can see that live on the screen that, oh, okay, people are coming there, maybe I should join them. That's what I would like to see, definitely.
Tibor.
Yeah. There you can, with a personalized position, you can always do scavenger hunt, right? When coming back to office, that's what we actually did during onboarding. So there were hidden items in the office, and as you were moving towards, you could locate some. that's a nerdy fun part that we IT guys can do, right? Come up with the scavenger hunt based on the personalized position. But yeah, the attraction part is to offer some of the flexibility back to people. So I believe that it can be done via digital tools. That's not connected to personalized position, but with the services that the office can provide, and it can be small bits, like if you come back to the office, you will have a place to park because the parking spots are shared within the company very transparently. If you come back, you will be able to get your car cleaned while you work and while you don't need it. Then you will be able to ask someone to pick up your dry cleaning, and then you will be able to pick up the gifts that you bought online, and someone will get it to the office reception. So the flexibility that we all had, let's face it, during the home office times, I could I could turn on my washing machine between the calls, right? So now if I come back to the office, I will be able to ask someone to do that. And when you provide these services on a shared level, it's not very costly. The requests start to coming up, and people feel better, right? Because they got back something when they gave up some of the flexibility when working from home.
True. Yeah, that's good summary. Yeah. Well, we are up on the hour now, so I thank you so much, Tommy, Mikael, and Tibor. This has been at least very enlightening for me, and I'm sure for the rest of the audience. So thank you, everybody, and wishing you a good end of the day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Thomas, Mikael, Tommy, and Tibor. I'm sure the relevance of smart office solutions are now quite timely, as we're all getting more familiar with the new hybrid working model, and organizations all over the world are thinking about how to best optimize the office spaces and how to trigger employees to return to offices. Now we have covered everything for today, but we still have one more day to go. I'd like to thank all the panelists and the presenters for today. Tomorrow's sessions we will be covering the final pillar, innovation, pillar in the Quuppa strategy, and we'll also have two very interesting panels around hybrid RTLS and how to leverage multiple technologies and partners. So hope to see you online again tomorrow. Now closing from the Finnish studio, have a great day.